So, Matt, first of all, tell us a little bit about your company and what you do.
So, TCB has a wide range of ways that we help the community. First and foremost, we're a security company, and so we have contracts all over the county. We do security at the Oregon Coast Aquarium. We do security at the Oregon Coast Community Colleges. We do tons of sites, hotels. The Newport Library is one of our clients. We do hotels up and down the coast. So we service a wide range of clients. We have a patrol division as well, and they service anybody from a residential client to some of our bigger clients like the Port of Newport. So we have a broad range that we cover throughout the county. And then we have a answering service and a dispatch service. And we dispatch for quite a few different companies. We're nationwide in our dispatch. We're coast to coast. We dispatch from Hawaii to Florida and New York. So we have a broad range of clients there. And then we have our event services division. And that really encompasses events all over the state. So
well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, we go from Roseburg, doing the Douglas County Fair, all the way up to Portland and east. So that covers a broad range of different things as well.
So what makes TCB Security and the services that you provide different than, say, the local county or state police?
So we really try to be proactive about things. We try to address things before they become crimes. So we try to go out and look for open doors, open windows, things that make people vulnerable to burglaries or robberies or things like that. We try to address those before they become a problem. So like our patrol division, they go out and they do a lot of residential checks. And so when they're doing those residential checks, they're looking for open windows, unlocked doors. Maybe a housekeeper forgot to lock the back sliding glass door. So they'll go in and they'll check things like that. And it's really more of a peace of mind service that they have. Now, some of our site officers, they are there to respond to certain things that might happen, non-emergent type stuff. A lot of times, they are the first responders there, because when something happens, like say there's a fight that breaks out at a hotel, it could be a domestic disturbance or something, they're going to be the first line of defense until police or EMTs can arrive. And so they're really, truly the first responders.
So you have a close working relationship with law enforcement?
Yeah, we do. We do. We work very well with all the agencies in the county. Our patrol division, they've even eaten lunch with some of the Newport officers. I mean, they'll stop and they'll have lunch together at Oscars. We have a great working relationship with every agency in the county. So.
And tell us a little bit about why you think someone should hire you for your services.
Well, we really try to be that top level of security. I think a lot of times security gets frowned upon because companies acquire contracts that are basically just watching concrete dry, or watching a property that nobody's going to be at. I think that we really try to go after some of the more complex clients, like the Oregon Coast Aquarium. We do about 10% security there, and the rest of it is making sure that all the systems are running correctly and contacting people if they're not. And so that's a big part of what we do there. So that's a lot of animal husbandry things, and so it's really a niche for us because there's not a whole lot of other security companies that can do stuff like that. We're more in there as a technical support for the aquarium rather than just security.
And do you work outside of Lincoln County or just primarily in Lincoln? I mean, other than the events, obviously.
Yeah. We're actually looking to move up into the southern Tillamook County as far as our patrol division goes. We really want to branch out and have an officer that's in the northern end of the county and the southern end of Tillamook County each night. And so that's something we're looking into. We've branched out with some of our sites before. We've done the Benson Hotel up in Portland. We did that for a little over a year. And we really just, we're kind of throwing things out there and seeing what happens. I mean, I think every company has to expand once you hit a certain point, and I think that's where we're at. We're really growing in the event division, and that takes us all over the state. But as far as our full-time stuff, we're really trying to branch out and move and just expand.
So there's a lot of vacation rentals and things like that that are in Lincoln and Tillamook counties. Do you work with those as well?
We do. We patrol over 200 vacation homes a night. So most of those are up in the Lincoln City area. And we are doing everything from going out and rattling door handles and checking windows to doing compliance checks, where we go out and we check and see how many cars are parked at the vacation rental, or how many occupants it looks like they have inside. We've come across quite a few of the MIP drinking parties, and we've really put a kibosh on those. You know, if we come across one that's our client, we go up and we try to make contact, and those usually end up in an eviction of the tenants, just because nobody wants that. It's not good for the neighborhood, it's not good for the homeowners, and that's who we represent.
So given your growth and expansion, are you also looking to hire on more folks?
Absolutely. We're always looking to hire more people on. We have openings currently. We always have openings in our event division. And a lot of times what happens is we have event employees that say, hey, we really like working for you guys, and I want to come work full-time. I have 3 people right now who came from the art event division and are now working on our full-time side. So that crossover happens quite a bit. So if we don't have openings available, which we currently do, but say we didn't, we would just take applicants and put them into our event division pool. And that essentially lets us pull from those, and put those people in full-time positions once they open up.
And what kind of training is needed for doing something like what you do?
So the bare minimum is a 14-hour DPSST class for unarmed, and I'm an instructor. So we basically, when we hire somebody on, we pay all of their state fees and all of their class fees. And so if we hire somebody on in the event services department, they actually have to pay their state fees, but we cover the class fees. And if they work for us actively for a year, we refund half of that back to them. And so there's a lot of incentive to it. But that's the bare minimum. I usually make my classes 16 hours because I throw in handcuffing, active shooter drills, things like that, to really kind of take it up to the next level.
And what are some of the advantages of working for your company? What kind of things do you offer your employees?
So we offer very competitive pay. Most security companies, they start their officers at minimum wage, and we don't start a single officer at minimum wage. And then we have a lot of incentive for growth. I started in the event services division, and I've made my way up to director of operations. So there's really, the sky's the limit. I'm in a position now where I work basically Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 in the office, and that's unheard of in security. I work a lot of weekends. I work a lot of events and things like that, and I'm on the road in the summertime. But truly, when I'm not working events, my main function is just here in the office 9 to 5, and I love it.
It sounds like it's a great place to work. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about TCB Security?
I just think it's a great part of the community. I think it's a great asset to a lot of, not just businesses or organizations, but to people in general. I think there's a lot of people that depend on us to go out and do our jobs every night. And I always encourage people, apply. The worst we can say is no. If you put your application out, we'll get to it. We might throw you in events at first, and then you could work your way up.
And that's a great way for folks to kind of get a feel for the job, and also get a feel for your company, right?
Yeah. And there's been a lot of people who have started at TCB and have worked their way up into law enforcement. I can think of probably 4 or 5 different employees that have used this as a stepping stone to get into law enforcement. And it's truly challenging to get a career in law enforcement these days. You have to jump through a lot of hoops, and this kind of experience is invaluable when it comes to that.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome.
Matt, TCB Security. Give them a call. What is your number? How can folks contact you?
541-574-2828.